This diagram shows a shallowing upward sequence within the internal stromatolite fabric. The internal fabric of a stromatolite is a record of a former surface mat. So what you see in this picture is that in the subtitle you have a certain type of internal fabric being created by that microbial community. Once you get into a different photic zone, or once you get into a different area in the subtitle that's affected by the sun differently, that's affected by the water level differently, you get a different type of microbial community that leaves a different record, and so on and so forth. So as you move towards the intertidal, that community keeps changing, and that community keeps leaving a different record. So if you can unravel the different types of internal stromatolite fabrics, you can actually unravel where the sea level was when that type of fabric was created. This is showing that in a stromatolite you often have a shallowing upward sequence. So this means that as the microbial mat accretes, or as the microbial mat builds stromatolite, it grows upward. And as it continues to grow upward, those environmental parameters change, thus changing the microbial community and changing the type of fabric that that community is making. So this is a beautiful diagram to show the different types of fabrics that correlate to the different types of zones within the intertidal and subtidal. This diagram shows the microbial growth in Hamelin Pool over the last 2,000 years. Sea levels dropped in Hamelin because of two different things. One is ocean siphoning, where water is being pulled out of Shark Bay and towards the equator as a result of isostasy, where ice is melting at the poles and has been for the last several thousand years, which is causing a rebound in the land towards the poles, but that's causing a deepening of the basins near the equator. Therefore, water is being pulled, a very, very small amount of water, probably centimeters, but it's being pulled over thousands of years towards the equator and away from the bays. Another thing that's happening in Hamelin, and I believe a much more important thing, is uplift. So when the land is moving up, you're having a relative sea level fall. And because you pair these two things together, the sea level fall has been about 1 meter to 1.5 meters over the last 1,000 years. What that has caused is the entire microbialite system to move seaward. And that's evident in this diagram. If you look at the top image, you've got stromatolites that are once growing in the intertidal area. Now you've got sea level fall, and we move to the bottom picture. Those stromatolites that grew 2,000 years ago are now left exposed, no longer living and often eroding, whereas the community that once grew in the intertidal in the top picture has now shifted seaward in the bottom picture, and those structures are now building again. So you've got essentially in Hamelin Pool, you have a system that's moving seaward through time. What will happen with Hamelin Pool as we move forward in time? Will sea level rise and will the system move back towards shore? Or will sea level rise and flood the basin with waters of normal salinity, causing the entire system to collapse? I guess time will tell.